Your greatest weapon in life, the thing that you can use to your advantage so much and could bring you an abundance of success beyond comprehension, is the same thing that can completely destroy your life, and that's your mind. Most people are too scared to go after what they want in life. And it's all up here. That's the truth. They care about what others think, and they're scared of the fear of failure. They're scared of failure. And because they're scared of failure, they do what guarantees it, and that's not going after anything. Most people work a job that they don't like, live in a body they don't like, and it's simply because they are scared or overwhelmed to even try because of the possibility of failure or what it'll entail. But they don't think about the cost of not doing that thing. The cost of not doing that thing is inevitable failure. However, going after it and overcoming that failure, uncertainty, whatever's stopping you from going after what seems unrealistic, the only difference is that you actually have a possibility of succeeding that time. Every decision I make in life, I like to picture my 80-year-old self and my 12-year-old self. And I ask myself, would this decision make my 80-year-old self proud and look back on life like I made the most of it? And would my 12-year-old self be ecstatic and happy with the person I've become? And if that decision doesn't make those two versions of myself proud, then I'm fucking up. Then I gotta make a change. You know, no one else matters. Human nature is to care about what other people think and to ask way too many people that you wouldn't change places with what their opinion is on what you do, and overthink and prevent you from going after what you want because of overthinking and caring about what others think. But at the end of the day, our life needs to be lived for us. Your life needs to be lived for you. What happens when you think too hard into something instead of just jumping in? Think about going to the top of a diving board, an extremely high dive at the pool or something. Who do you think is more likely to enjoy that jump and actually make the jump? Is it the person that stands at the top and thinks and looks down, oh wow, this is deep. Oh no, I'm scared. What if I slip? What if I do this? What if I do that? What if I die? Oh no, and thinks about it for 10 minutes and starts inevitably having all this doubt pop into their mind and thinking about what happens when you overthink is you start thinking about everything bad that could happen. Or the person that just jumps right in, just goes to the top without thinking twice, jumps in. Wow, that was scary, but that was fun. Who's more likely to actually make that jump? Because it's not going to be the guy who overthinks. Why? Or the girl. Why? Because the person who overthinks, their brain is inevitably going to stop them from taking the leap because it's scary. And they will start thinking about everything bad that could happen. But if your mind has the ability, and it's so powerful to the point where it could instill all this fear onto you and make you scared and dictate your actions based on a reality that's not even true, then you can do it in the opposite way as well. You can use your mind to think about all the positive things that could happen and dictate your actions that way. But human nature, it's so easy to let our minds instill fear in us and make us not go after things that are important to us because of the fear of failure, because of a reality that doesn't even exist. It's human nature. Your comfort zone's right here, and everything that makes life worth living, makes life exciting is over here. And you gotta cross that bridge. You gotta get out of your comfort zone in order to achieve or live a life worth living. Think about this. This is something I like to think about. When you're doing something that's not scary or doesn't make your heart beat a little bit, make you a little excited, nervous, you don't remember it. I remember I was at a job I didn't like about a year ago, and every single day looked identical. There was no risks, nothing. Everything was way too comfortable. And then I look back at that job I worked for 8 months. I've quit since, and took a risk and started a fitness coaching business. Best time of my entire life. Every day is different and exciting. But when I look back to my previous job that I didn't like and every day was the same, it was all mush. It's all meshed together. 8 months of the same exact thing every single day. And it's crazy to think that 8 months, looking back, it all felt like the exact same thing. That 8 months of my life, there was nothing exciting, no risk. And because of that, there's nothing specific that I remember from it except doing the same thing every day. And just trying to get through the day. Oh, once I get here, I can't wait for the day to be over so I can go home and then go to sleep and then do the same thing over and over and over and over again. And it's crazy to think that I barely recall any day. It's all just meshed together. And it truly shows that doing scary, risky, uncomfortable things, that is what is memorable. That's what you remember. You remember the feeling. I remember when I got my first fitness client. I remember when I did each and every bodybuilding show so much, so vividly. But everything that I don't break my comfort for, I barely remember. I couldn't differentiate 8 months into my job and the first couple of weeks. It's all the same. Nothing stuck out. And what is a life that's not worth remembering? What's a life within your comfort zone? What's a life where you look back and you're like, these past 40 years of my life were the exact same. I could have done more. I could have taken a risk. But I didn't because I was scared of failure. And instead, I guaranteed failure. That's the single reason why I go after things that seem unrealistic. I've competed in 2 bodybuilding shows. That's the exact reason I quit my job at 23 and took a risk and started a business. Because life is like a dream. Who cares? We're all like a speck of dust. No one's going to remember us 100 years from now. Who cares? What are you going to lose by trying? Nothing. Most people won't try. Even if you do fail and you tried, at least you tried. You can look back and be like, you know what? I gave my effort and it wasn't for me. But even then, the only people that fail are the ones that don't get up one more time and they fall. They stay down. You're able to achieve whatever you want in life. Anyone that's done something spectacular, they're a human being too. There's no difference. We like to put famous people, rich people, successful people on a pedestal. But if you realize they have flesh and blood just like we do, there's no difference. They just believed in themselves enough to go after their goals, even if it was scary. And the pain of staying the same outweighed the pain of taking a risk. Those 2 mindsets, that's what is the difference between a successful person and a person who doesn't live a life that they're happy with or knows that they didn't reach their potential. So I ask you this. Is there something that you want in life that you haven't gone after yet? And you realize, and you've been telling yourself, maybe you've been telling yourself, oh, I don't need that, I don't need this, just to cope with the fact that it's scary or overwhelming to go after it. And it seems unrealistic, but everything's unrealistic till it happens. If you have something like that, ask yourself, by not going after it, would your 80-year-old self be proud and would your 12-year-old self be proud? The answer is no. And by going after it, taking that risk, what do you have to lose? Worst case scenario, you're in the exact same position you're in right now. And you just tried. You gave an effort. Go after that thing you fucking want. I don't care if it seems unrealistic. It is realistic. Because everything's unrealistic till it happens. Go after it. Weigh the cost of action compared to the cost of inaction. And realize your mind can either be the thing that makes your life worth living, or it could do the opposite.